Hello and welcome to this special series on Rajya Sabha Television, Reset India, where we talk about all that needs to be done to ensure India's economic growth. That is resetting, reviving, as well as several other aspects. Now, today we're going to talk about the digital infrastructure. And we're going to take a look at how India has built upon its digital infrastructure and also what needs to be done from here onwards as far as ensuring success on the digital highway is concerned. And for more on this, we're joined by a distinguished panel of guests. Let me first introduce them to you, beginning with, we have today Dr. Rajendra Kumar, Additional Secretary of the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. We also have with us Mr. Piyush Saxena, Senior IT Professional. And we're also joined by Mr. T.K. Paul, DG Telecom with the Department of Telecommunication. So let me begin. Let me begin with, Dr. Rajendra Kumar here only. Dr. Kumar, if you could first take us through what exactly has been the path which India has followed as far as digital infrastructure is concerned.
Yes, thank you. So let me begin by saying that today we have the Digital India program, which is the overall umbrella program that Government of India has launched, which has a vision of transforming India through digital technologies. This is there in operation for the last 6 years now, and all departments, they are launching their projects using IT technologies under this program. MeitY, that is the Ministry of Electronics and IT, has built a huge digital infrastructure across the entire country in various domains under this program, which consists of large data centers. We also have the BharatNet fiber coming up across the entire country under this program. And we have a large bouquet of major e-governance projects launched by various departments, both at the central and state levels, which aim at transforming the interface that we have for delivering citizen-centric services. So as a result of this massive coordination that the ministry has undertaken, we today have a completely online interface for most of the citizen-centric services which various departments offer to citizens and businesses. And in the time to come, we hope to really grow this infrastructure to even higher levels. And we also would like to really exploit the emerging technologies, for example, artificial intelligence, blockchain, augmented reality, etc., to really transform this interface even more so that it can be made even more efficient and seamless in terms of delivering services to citizens and businesses.
Okay, that's wonderful. And before we go to Mr. Paul as well as Mr. Saxena, we would like our viewers to take a look at exactly what has been the budget allocation in the last few years and a sort of a recap of what Dr. Kumar was pointing out in terms of the works done by the government. So if you look at the budget allocation, then in 2018-19 it was 3,328.54 crore rupees. In 2019-20 it was 3,750.76 crore rupees. The revised estimate for the same year was 3,212.52 crore rupees, and the budget allocation for 2020-21 was 3,958 crore rupees. And let's now take a look at some of the initiatives which have been taken by the government, as our panelist was pointing out. And these initiatives, if you look at them, then under the digital infrastructure, there is Aadhaar, then you have another one, common service centers. Now, these are different platforms, common service centers, and Aadhaar obviously has been a great and huge success there. There is also the Meghraj and CSP. Then we have DigiLocker, another initiative which was started by the Government of India, and then Open Government Data Platform as well. Then Jeevan Praman, and online registration of e-hospitals. Now, these are several initiatives which have been taken by the government in terms of ensuring access to the common man and use of these digital tools as well. Then there are several others: unified mobile application, the MyGo platform, the Pradhan Mantri Gramin Digital Saksharta Abhiyan, and NCOG GIS applications as well. So these are some of the initiatives which the government has taken so far in terms of ensuring that the common people do have access to the digital tools. And also, most of them have to do with ensuring good governance as well, that the government's initiative, the benefits do reach to the person at the last mile. And that is where the direct benefit transfer scheme also comes in picture. Let me now go back to the panelists, and let's now bring in Mr. Paul here. Mr. TK Paul, from the perspective of the Department of Telecommunication, now, what Dr. Rajendra Kumar was pointing out, those were the services, but they need to ride on the sort of the hard work being done by your department. So where do we stand in terms of the infrastructure, the telecom infrastructure?
Let me start with the physical infrastructure. There are infrastructure providers and telecom service providers. Around 6 lakh towers are there all over the country, and 22 lakh mobile BTSs are there. So these covers around 95% of our population. Only 5% of villages are presently left. Most of the area is covered with 4G technologies, around 70%. Now, if we talk about the other left out places like Andaman and Nicobar, Department of Telecom has laid a underground sea cable which has been inaugurated in the month of August. And whatever service you are getting in Delhi, maybe better service you are having in Andaman and Nicobar. If you visit now, you won't find any difference at all. Similarly, for Lakshadweep, another plan has been laid by our Honorable PM, which will be completed in next 1,000 days. Which is around 1,000 crore plus. Now, as far as villages are concerned, USO fund of the Department of Telecom has already planned the coverage of all the villages by mobile service.
Okay.
As far as BharatNet is concerned, more than 150,000 villages have been covered with BharatNet, where this digital media of 100 MB plus is already available, which will be upgraded to GB plus. Then 5 connections of all the institutions in the villages, those will be provided by this BharatNet, and CSC and all, they will be extending all the services.
Okay.
Further, we have taken a lot of initiative during post-COVID period. Starting with the COVID, if we see that we have started with CQAS system, which is COVID quarantine alert system, where alerts have been provided all over the states regarding that, which helped to come out of and controlling the COVID. Now, similarly, for if we see about others, department is very much interested in providing infrastructure, creation of that, and is seeking the help of the state also under this national broadband mission.
Okay.
So, yes.
Okay. That seems to be a lot of work which has been done and which is going on there as well. But let's take the industry perspective also here. Mr. Piyush Saxena is very patiently listening to both Dr. Kumar and Mr. Paul there. Mr. Saxena, from your perspective and from industry's perspective, where do we stand? Where does India stand? We are considered to be a soft power in terms of software or the digital infrastructure we have. But what's the industry's analysis here?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me. I would want to break this into 2 parts. First, what is digital? When we talk about digital, it is not about things, it is about way of doing things. So how can you do things cheaper, faster, and more efficiently, right? And the second piece is, how do you improve the process to do it? For example, educating kids, rather than kids going to the school, we letting them do it remotely. right? And the third is how do you leverage technology to do this? And all these three things form digital, right? Of course, I have got a lot of experience in working with organizations which are global in North America, in Nordics, in UK, and the pace of adoption of technology over there has been very different from what we see in India. But I think COVID has been a blessing in disguise, and that has accelerated the pace of adoption, is what I can see. In India, some of what Mr. Paul, Mr. Kumar talked about is quite visible, right? Millions of people going online, millions of kids getting educated, not only private schools, but even government schools. I've seen that happening, which is a complete revolution, right? It is not move a significant shift from technology inhibition to technology-led innovation is what we are seeing in India.
Okay.
And with the adoption of 5G, I think this will become even more prominent as we get to the next generation of technology.
Okay. So with 5G being there, there'll be a lot of changes out there, quite rightly pointed out by Mr. Saxena. Let me go back to Dr. Kumar here. Dr. Kumar, as Mr. Saxena was pointing out, one very important, turning point in this digital journey was the COVID pandemic. And during this entire year, we saw how everything and everyone was dependent on the digital infrastructure. So that obviously underscores the importance of the entire digital infra there and the way reasons to go digital. But if we look at from here onwards, what more needs to be done? Obviously, we have tackled challenges during this particular year, but what more needs to be done in terms of giving that one more push, or I would say not final, but perhaps one more in the list of pushes which needed to be given?
So I think we should take pride in our digital IT infra that we have built over the past several years, because as we saw in the pandemic, it gave us very good performance in terms of, really being able to take up the additional demands of bandwidth and additional demands of 24/7 availability. Having said that, let me also say that because of the pandemic, we have seen a huge uptake, a huge increase in adoption of digital in almost all walks of life, be it in work from home or be it in doing other activities online. Even in government, we have shifted to almost entirely digital methods of working. We have now our fully functional e-office suite, which allows any government official, any government worker to work from home from anywhere. In fact, we also are completely now on video conferencing, which allows us to hold meetings remotely by calling people from anywhere in the country or from anywhere else. So these tools have really allowed the government departments at the central and state levels to really become efficient, even when there were restrictions on movement and there were other restrictions in place. So we feel that this new normal of shifting to digital, this adoption of digital is going to continue even beyond pandemic. Okay. So this is going to be a new normal post-pandemic, where we are going to witness a huge adoption of digital in almost all walks of our work and life. And this is going to give a big push to the needs of various domains to really become completely online and completely digital. Let me give a few examples. Today in India, we have built several digital platforms which are actually world-class, and we should take pride in that fact that we have really built some of the world's best platforms. Aadhaar is one example. Then UPI, the payment interface that we have built, that's another world-class product where which has given us the tools to really enable payments from anyone to anyone using a simple mobile interface, and it also enabled government to transfer any amount of money to anyone's bank account. So we should take pride in these interventions, and as was mentioned earlier, we also have now applications for making citizens' life easier in terms of accessing digital interfaces for those services. Jeevan Praman is one example where now the retired people can do the life certificate submission completely online. There are a number of other examples. DigiLocker is one and the application where now all your certificates and documents are available digitally into your digital locker. All these are now easily accessible, they are interoperable, and they allow citizens to really send documents, share documents with anyone, any department, any agency, completely online. So these have made things so much easier for everyone. And we think that this trend is going to continue. So what in the pre-pandemic scenario we would have thought would have taken 3, 4, 5 years to really happen. It has happened in just in the space of less than a year. This is a huge impact on digital, and accordingly, the Ministry of Electronics and IT has now built up a new framework for really supporting and encouraging all departments, all domains to go completely digital. We have the vision of $1 trillion of digital economy coming into existence in the next 5 years as a part of the overall vision of $5 trillion GDP that we have. And this is going to be a massive shift, massive transformation using digital interventions in all domains of economy and all domains of governance. So we are all actively working towards achieving this vision, and really we would like to really involve all the departments and industry in really taking us to this vision.
Definitely, Dr. Kumar, that indeed is a very apt sum up of how the services rendered by the government are reaching the people through these technological platforms. Let me bring in Mr. Piyush Saxena now again. Mr. Saxena, what the future holds for us in terms of digital technologies, and there are endless possibilities: artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud computing. So from an industry professional perspective, where do you think the focus should be from here onwards?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, you talked about there are endless possibilities, right? The impact of digital on the human life is something which is unprecedented, right? We are now talking about billions of people connecting to a core network and taking advantage of technology. So, we talked about unprecedented possibilities, and that is something which is, how digital is driving, a lot of initiatives across various verticals and various domains. What we see is billions of people connecting to the network and taking advantage of technology, right? And this is something which has never happened in human history and is unprecedented. And when we talk about, how do we prioritize some of the initiatives, we need to look into which of these initiatives will have the maximum impact on life, right? In the current situation, we see how we have been effectively able to utilize technology to cure and bring in more, access to underprivileged people who are going through this pandemic, right? Something as simple as Arogya Setu app accelerates the complete time to market or time to healthcare facilities for patients, right? Remote healthcare services, remote electronic health records. These are so helpful in these times, and it is so obvious. And those are the areas where, I think we should prioritize investments in technology to help the citizens of India to better leverage, improve their lifestyle.
So these are definitely the aspects out there. Let's take a concluding comment from Mr. TK Paul here from the Department of Telecommunication. Mr. Paul, as Mr. Saxena was highlighting, and Dr. Kumar was also pointing towards what needs to be done from here onwards, and all these tech platforms, all these digital initiatives would require greater connectivity, greater speed. So the question here is, what's the plan for the 5G rollout?
Yes, I have a couple of things to add from my side. First of all, department has taken an initiative towards employment generation also, and for the ease of business. These other service providers, they include this business process outsourcing people, medical transport service, tele-education, tele-trading, vehicle tracking, legal process outsourcing, etc. Now earlier there was registration was required. Now it is totally free. There is no bank guarantee. Nobody is required to do anything. He can simply roll out his business without going to any government or anybody. Okay, that is number one. And this will definitely help far-reached places like villages and all, where anybody, very poor people and very educated youth, they can straightway they can go there, because the services in villages, they are very good in most of the places. Now, second thing is regarding this, you asked about whether the speed of data, which is more important, how we are going to do. PM Vani is one tool which has been given by our Prime Minister. And in PM Vani, there will be public data offices just like PCOs. What it is going to do? It is going to provide Wi-Fi services all over the country. And what it is going to do? It is going to take the load of the conventional mobile systems. So that conventional mobile system will be offloaded. So the data speed of the conventional mobile system will increase, and through Wi-Fi, each and everybody, they will be thoroughly connected. So these are the two major initiatives of this. As far as 5G is concerned, government is already very serious about it. It has already sanctioned around 200 crores rupees towards test bed. There are test bed all over the country with the IITs, with the specialty. Anybody who is making any equipment can simply go there, plug out and put his equipment and test it. So if anything is required to be done in 5G, test beds are ready.
Okay, so there it is about the 5G and several other initiatives as well. Indeed, thank you so much, Mr. T.K. Paul, Mr. Piyush Saxena, and Dr. Rajendra Kumar as well, for sharing your views with us and our viewers. As our panelists pointed out, this is an holistic view or holistic preview of the situation which exists right now in the digital infrastructure as far as India is concerned. A lot of initiatives being taken, a lot of policies already in play, some under, in a draft stage. And as far as 5G rollout is concerned, as our panelist was pointing out, the test bed is being worked upon with an outlay of 200 crore rupees. There is a lot more which we will see in the near future as far as the digital world is concerned. And let's be prepared for it. The digital way seemingly will be the way of life in the future. We'll come back again in the next episode and we'll bring you one more sector, a focused approach, a focused discussion on what exactly needs to be done as far as moving ahead is concerned, as far as reforms and reshaping is concerned. Thank you for watching Rajya Sabha Television.